Coach, after the offseason you've been through, how important was the actual outcome of the game to you, or was it? Oh, you just go ahead.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think it's obvious it's important. I mean, we're on the verge of, that 800 win milestone. It was a game, we were trying to pay tribute to Coach Lake, Steferi, and Owen. It's your opener, you're at home, so there's a lot of tangible things that you want to play for. We knew it was going to be hard. I mean, I'm not at all surprised at how hard it was. I think that's probably the way this series has gone the last 3 or 4 years. And I think the biggest margin of victory is maybe 4 years ago. Last time we won was like 21-11 or something. So it was maybe 10 points. That's been the largest margin of victory. So it's been overtime. It's been 2 points. It's been 7 points. So we knew they're a good football team. So we knew we were in for 60 minutes, and it literally went 60 minutes.
So, Coach, like you said, it's been a lot of close games, a lot of games that have come down to the very end against Lafayette in the last couple of years. So, but given how the defense had played and how dominant they had been all game, when you guys took the lead after that touchdown pass, how confident were you that you guys were going to hold on?
Well, you like to think you're going to continue to play well. I mean, there's no reason to think that we weren't going to play well. We put ourselves in a scenario where it was more than a field goal to tie the game, which I thought was big. And so it gave us an opportunity to get after them a little bit, because even if you give up a little bit of real estate, the clock was going to run and everything else. So, I thought our defensive kids played great. I thought we were not as consistent on offense as we need to be, and we had the typical first game kicking mistakes that, if you go back and you watch Lafayette, play last week and fumbled punts, and it's the first game. Some crazy things happen. 2 balls get kicked out of bounds. I mean, that's what happens in the game, and luckily everything happened in the kick-wise in the first half, and we kind of got things straightened out.
Before you took the lead, you had a 4th down there in your territory, Lafayette territory rather, and you could have kicked the field goal, take the lead. You decided to go for it. Billy ended up converting on the sneak, and
Right.
what went into that decision to?
I mean, it was going to be a 42-yard field goal. And, Andrew's certainly capable of making it, but I figured I didn't want to put it on just one kid. I thought we were running the ball well. I thought our offensive line, was playing well. I thought our backs were playing well. So, I wanted to put it to all 11 guys. I wanted to show them confidence that, we're going to take some chances. We're not going to be afraid to. And we took 2 or 3 4th down opportunities, and I think it's the confidence I have in the kids. And so, luckily, it worked out. If it was a little bit closer, probably would have been, a little bit easier decision to make to kick a field goal.
For any of you guys, this is obviously your first game back, so a lot of this game was about paying tribute. But once the next game comes and then you're going to have a game every week, do you think it's going to start? I know it'll never be the same, but do you think it's going to start kind of returning to normalcy and feel like other seasons?
I hope so.
I don't know. Return to normalcy. It's always going to be different without Owen this season, but we've really used that as a purpose, a rally cry. It's not a, we haven't really hung our heads at all about it. We miss him every day, but we decided the best way to pay tribute to him is dedicate the season to him. So it's not just one game. It's it's tonight and the next 9 weeks. So.
During those 40 seconds, yeah, what's going through your head?
At the end of the game?
No, before the game.
Oh, before the game. I was just thinking back to good memories of playing with Owen. He's a wild man. He's a great kid, great friend, and I thought that was a really good gesture that they did that. I think everyone was pretty emotional. 40 seconds, but.
Whose idea was the 40 seconds?
I'm not sure.
That was collaboration between our marketing people and us and everyone moving silence.
Thank you.
After everything that's happened, did it feel good for you guys just to get out and actually, play the game, even coach the game? I mean, was it a relief to be out there?
Yeah, we had no scrimmage this year, so we've been killing each other for 29 practices. So it was really good when we saw somebody in a different color uniform.
Yeah.
Anybody at this point. So I thought it was a huge relief. We were certainly ready for a contest. without question. It's a long preseason when you have nothing to break it up with, outside scrimmage or anything, so it becomes tough.
Thoughts on joining that Elite 800 win club?
Yeah, I think that's tremendous. Again, it's so hard to do, kind of testament to the tradition and the history that Penn has had. I mean, there's probably 6, 7 other schools that have done it collectively, so
10.
we're in
But
some 10.
Pretty good names on the list.
Yeah, there's some pretty good schools, and that's a pretty good fraternity to join, so I think it's a wonderful accomplishment for all the people before us, and it's just nice to be part of something so special. I mean, it's really a big deal, and hopefully it's treated like a big deal because there aren't very many people in that fraternity.
Anything else, guys?
Are you expecting to continue to rotate at quarterback and in the backfield going forward?
I mean, we got to look at the film and everything, but without looking at everything, I think it's in our best interest. We got young kids, we're trying to develop them, we're trying to get them some game experience. We've been a little bit scarred from last year when we had so many quarterback injuries. So we're trying to develop a little bit of depth just to make sure that we have depth right across the board, whether it's a tailback. 'Cause if you go back 2 years ago, it was the year of the tailback injuries. We had 2 or 3 of those guys down. So we're really trying to make sure that we have some quality depth and we got the people in the game that can function and run the game if need be.
As far as Kiefer, do you have any sense right now of whether he'll play next week?
It'll be week to week. Again, we're not going to rush him back. I want him healthy. I want him feeling good about everything. I want him, just in his own mind to make sure that he's 100% ready. And until I feel that, there's no reason to rush him back. I mean, it's Villanova, and then we'll talk about, if he doesn't play against Villanova, we'll talk about, whether or not he'll be ready for Dartmouth.
Does any part of you want him to get some experience before the Ivy League season starts, or would you feel comfortable going into the Ivy League
Again,
season?
it's going to be as much medically driven as anything else. So it's not a question of do we want to play him, not play him. It's a question of when he's ready, then we'll make those decisions. He's right now not ready. He may be ready for next week, he may not, but we're not doing anything until he's 100% ready.
All right, thanks, guys.